All right, rise and shine, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna have a great little build today. I know everybody been seeing that video go viral with the baby mother from hell, I call it. She's tripping about, of course, the baby father bringing food for his child, but not her other children. All right, she ends up slamming the food on the ground, all this kind of crazy stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of mixed comments, a lot of mixed views, and so we're gonna talk about that today, family. So if you guys have saw this video, go ahead and give me a warning in the comments if you already saw the video. But today, man, I just want to have a little build on this, man, because I don't understand how you guys are vouching for this in any way. It's mind blowing to me. So for all of you guys who, thank you, Tanisha says I'm such a big fan. Welcome in, Pure Life. What's up, Andrew? Andrew says he's seen it already. Most of you guys probably have saw this video, but I'm serious, man. Don't know if it's a prank. Don't care anymore, frankly, because I'm seeing so many other people in the world who agree with this absolute nonsense. Okay, so I saw the Breakfast Club just talking about this video, and Charlemagne was saying some things, and I got some things to say about it all, but I want to make sure you guys have saw the video. Lachey says it wasn't real. Probably not. I thought it was fake when I first heard it, but now it just doesn't matter. It's obviously opened up all these talking points for us, and many people have different views on the subject. And that's why I really want to dive into it. I'm serious to try to see what you guys are thinking. Shannon said, I'm curious what you think. You guys got to check out my videos. Honestly, man, I don't know why. Maybe I'm falling out of the algorithms, but one week I'll be going viral everywhere. The next week, I'm almost nobody checks on me. See how the brother doing. See what the brother got to say. But just, man, y'all got to stay in tune. So go ahead and click like if you're already on here. Go ahead and click like. Let's get the likes up. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Trust me, I break it all the way down to the smallest molecule. Okay. Anybody on here can tell you I don't play. I am non-biased. Okay. But this video I think was very good as far as the skit goes, because it does seem to open up a lot of our conversations. It seems to let the world know what we think. You feel me? And so that's why I think this needs to be talked about. But anyway, no further ado, I am going to play part of this video for those of you who haven't saw it. Okay, so let's just get into it. For all of you guys who have not saw the video, we're about to have a good time. So let me get this right. Let me know if you can hear it once I start, and we'll go from there. Okay, family, let's try this. Plant your seeds. Let's go.
Look, y'all, every day my baby daddy comes here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry? Okay, what about my other kids? What about your other kids? Okay, but them your kids' siblings though. Them my kids, them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out. You didn't feed them? You know I don't give my food stamps to the 7. That's not my problem. But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out. I'm trying to help my son. But how are you helping yourself when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though. He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. No. Why do I gotta put? No. He's not finna eat that McDonald's. You can't bring enough for everybody. Yes. You sound dumb. How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb. Nobody told them other. You have them other kids. They're your responsibility. They're not my responsibility. Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th. okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids. Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're foolish in this. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all, and he can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I can like, maybe. It's three extra kids. You all like going to my book account, spending money on all those kids. That's not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though.
So that's you gonna go with it? That's the one you
Those are your kids' siblings. Yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other one. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th. Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kids as well.
So if you want to, if you feel like a feel about me, take him in the room.
I'm not taking my kid in the room.
To the car. He ain't got he can eat for it, but come right out to the car.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Done. He ain't eating this. You.
Why you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other. You stupid. Selfish is like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that. Dumb. He not finna do that. You can't do it for all. Don't do it for none of them. By stupid. So I was finna take that day. Yeah, I had another thing for him today. No, he can't take it today.
All right, family.
For my other three children.
So, all right. So you guys see this video clearly. I see a lot of problems with the video. Number one, a lot of you guys are saying that it's a skit. I'm going to say this one more time, okay? For the rest of the people who come on to this live late and want to let us know, inform us this is a skit, let them know we definitely appreciate you letting us know it's a skit. I'm not reviewing it because I think it's real. I'm reviewing it because I think that it opened up a lot of talking points, and I really want to speak on this issue. The sheer fact that it was a skit and people actually agree with the toxicity that went on in this video is a sheer reason, shows a sheer reason why we have to talk about this video. I'm actually glad that it was a skit for this particular man. I don't think he deserves to be treated that way. So I am glad that it was a skit, meaning this person is not going through that personally. But we do know it happens. So some people are going through this. So I'm speaking up for those people. You understand? So I'm actually speaking up for right and wrong. So you're going to hear a very non-biased review, family. So I hope you guys are bracing yourself for this, okay? Now, before I give you guys exactly what I think, I'm going to play Charlamagne's take on, with a Breakfast Club take on what happened, okay? So bear with me. Let me get back to that.
Join us.
Let's do this. Hang on. I am going to be pausing Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club throughout, but let's get into it, family.
We're talking about something that I seen on social media. It was all over Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, about a young lady that her baby daddy came to bring their child some food. The problem is she has 3 other kids, and he only brought food for his kid.
My baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't see my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose the side of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. Because that don't look enough for all my kids.
Is he wrong for that? I say no.
Okay, explain.
That's my child. I'm doing the right thing. I'm taking care of my child. And maybe I can only afford for my child. So I'm bringing the kid McDonald's. And if I do it every day, McDonald's is like $7.50 for a Happy Meal. So now I got to pay $7.50 times 4, over $30 for a Happy Meal. Now, what's gonna happen when I want to put my son in a better school? I put him in California.
Shut up, man. If I can't afford to buy four kids McDonald's, I damn sure can't afford to put my kids in no better school.
All right.
All right. Y'all heard that, right? So far. Now, so far, you hear Charlamagne give his take. You heard DJ Envy give his. Now, DJ Envy says, what if the father can't afford it? I'm going to say this, family. It's irrelevant. It's actually irrelevant on if the father can't afford it or not. You have to respect other people and their own belongings, number one in life, family. We got this word called selfish when someone doesn't want to give you something that belongs to them. We all know in this world what it's like when you're very unselfish and you give things to people, you're often left on your own. Those people don't show back up when you need them. And you're often saying to yourself, I'm done with this, because people don't truly show you they care. But what's yours is yours. And we got this word called selfish that kind of convinces people that if you don't give somebody something that belongs to you, you're a morally bad person, but you did no wrong to anyone. You simply just didn't give them something that belonged to you. It's yours. If you want to give it, that's a kind gesture. That's great. But if you don't give it, you're not mean. You're not a bad person. And that's what people want to make you think, especially somebody who wants something from you. You understand? So we're raised with this idea. If you don't want to share your stuff, you are selfish, meaning you're inherently bad, like you're doing something wrong to someone. No, you're not. It belongs to you. And if you wanted to live a life where you said, you know what, I'm not giving anybody anything of mine, but I'm not going to ask anybody else for anything, that's perfectly fine. Just know not to ask anybody else for anything, but you are responsible for your own self. Perfectly fine. I wouldn't have a problem with anybody who had that philosophy. And I wouldn't say they're mean because they're only taking care of themselves. What you learn in life is you're born alone and you die alone. Are there certain people in life that you're going to look out for? Absolutely. That doesn't make you responsible for them, though. So Charlamagne saying, well, if you can't afford McDonald's, if you can't afford $28 or whatever, you shouldn't be buying McDonald's anyway. All that's irrelevant, man. If a man does not have a whole bunch of money, he can still buy his child a burger. He can still buy his child something if he wants to do that. So it's not like you don't want to tell a man that if you don't have this amount, you shouldn't be buying your kids burgers. No, the child wants a relationship with his father. If he wants to bring him lunch every single day, he can bring him lunch every single day. And whether or not he can afford it, he is not responsible for anybody else's children that does not belong to him. And that's simple facts, y'all. Okay, just so you can understand this. All right, let's continue.
Okay. Even when it's time to buy clothes, I'm gonna buy my kids Jordans. I'm supposed to buy all the kids Jordans.
First of all, you ain't getting no Jordans. If I can't afford 4 Happy Meals or 4 value meals, I'm not affording no Jordans.
See, Charlamagne keeps going to, first of all, if you can't afford this, you can't afford. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, where does it end? If I have to purchase all of the other children food because I buy my child food, where does it end? Do I have to buy them clothes and shoes? And what about schooling? And what about, I asked this in my previous video I made a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact. What about all these things? Okay, because the lines seem to be blurred here. You know, now, again, I don't see where mothers are taking care of their children and their children's siblings, pending that child is that the father has other children outside of her. I'm not seeing where she's doing this. I'm not seeing where the father's obligating her to doing this either. But we do have the scenario where this young girl is telling the man that he's responsible for taking care of her other children. Now, let's just continue.
I'm taking care of my kids.
I thought about this, right? Number one, if you can't afford to buy 4 kids McDonald's, then you should have McDonald's at the house. You should think of something else. Maybe buy pizza for all of them. Me personally, I'm the type that like to see everybody eat. Like everybody eats me. So even though those not my kids, I would have bought all the kids food for another reason. I'm petty. The only person who shouldn't have got no food in that goddamn house was the baby mama.
All right, y'all. So you heard Charlamagne's take. If it were him, he would have made sure that the kids ate. Completely irrelevant. We're asking, is he obligated to taking care of children that are not his simply because they are siblings of his child and they don't have it? We're asking that. We're not saying if it were you, what would you have done? That's a totally different scenario. So when you do that, it makes it anecdotal. We're not actually hearing an honest response. Are fathers responsible for their children and their children's siblings, even if they don't belong to them? Because I'm telling you right now, if you men are saying yes, you need to understand what you're doing to yourself. You just raised the bar on what it takes to be a father or a man. A man is supposed to be able to focus on his purpose. You're saying that if this man has one child, then he is not just responsible for his one child. He is responsible for his child and the siblings of that child. because what he do for his child, the other children may witness it. You're taking something that happens in reality, that is a sad fact that happens in reality. When you have a broken home, this is how broken homes look. They're not all the child of the father. So they're probably going to get different treatment because they got different fathers. You understand? And that's a reality of what we face. And what we're trying to do is argue about that reality and then try to say, let's remove that reality by putting the burden on the father that he has to take care of those children. But here's the problem with that. It keeps the baby mother entitled. You understand? Just imagine this. If it was a father, okay, and he has all 4 of the children, and now we're going to say this father should be developing a means to take care of these children because he has them, right? He has custody of these children. But instead, what he's doing is he's telling the baby mothers that if they bring food for one of them, bring it for all of them. And he's telling her, yo, you got to bring more food because I got custody of the kids. You got to bring more food. If you're going to feed your child, you got to feed them all. Now, she could do that to be nice to the children because a lot of us want to say, well, yo, those are children. But what does that do for the man? He's not being responsible for his children that he laid down and had. He's getting the other women around him to be responsible for his children. Now, all of those are his children. The problem with that scenario is all of them are not their children. So he wants them to treat them all like they're their children, which lessens his responsibility to take care of his children. And you can see how this would not teach a person a lesson. They will keep laying down having children because they're going to always get help from all of the baby mothers. Now, this is the same way, guys. And then he says that he's going to do this just to be petty. Men, focus on your purpose. If you break up with somebody, you're supposed to move forward, not still be doing things to get under the other person's skin. That's childish. Why would you be being petty anyway? And that pettiness is going to cost you $20-something a day. You could be applying that to your purpose. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do anything for those children, but I'm telling you, if you as a man is taking the time to be petty to someone who's no longer in your life, taking the time to go buy stuff for her kids just so she don't get nothing to eat, I got to question you as a man and your purpose as a man, your mission as a man. You got too much pettiness going on. This means you probably are committing a lot of crimes. Honestly, you're too petty. You think about revenge too much, getting back at somebody else rather than building your own life. We're not supposed to do that, man. If you're not with somebody, regardless of how much it hurts, you're not supposed to think about who else she's with. You're not supposed to care about if she was cheating on you when y'all were together. The relationship's over. If it's over, manifest. Keep manifesting your reality. You don't keep going back to somebody trying to be petty towards them. That is ridiculous, family. All right, please understand that. Let's go.
Okay, I would have bought all them kids food, and I would have had all. You know why I would have bought them kids food? Because I want all them kids on my side talking about how much they love me. Oh, I love whatever his name is, Darius. Darius is so cool. Where's Uncle Darius, mommy? And just to piss her off. The only person who gets nothing to eat in that house is the baby mama.
No, because she's going to be bumming off my French fries anyway, bumming off my kids' fries anyway. So if I want to take my kid to the fair, or my kid to Great Adventure, or my kid to the park, I got to take all the 4 other little kids too?
I would. I mean, I'm telling you, I would.
See, Charlemagne says, I would. Like, what type of reality is that for a man? Now, listen, if you want to do that, you can do that. But he is not responsible for those children that are not his. He's supposed to use his resources on his seed. Now, they tell us we're supposed to leave an inheritance for our child. But at the same time, they're saying take care of your child's siblings too. But you didn't lay down and have those siblings. So you're supposed to take care of your responsibility. And she, as a baby's mother, as another human, y'all want equality. She is supposed to take care of her responsibilities, whatever that may look like. It's a sad fact. It's a sad reality. But that's a broken home. If you have a husband, this is what you guys got to understand, okay? If you have a husband, and you are having accountability and you're practicing responsibility, you will have all of your children with that one person. Now that person is responsible for all those children. But here's what you have to understand as single mothers, okay? The moment that you are no longer with that man, now you have a child. The next man you get with, your child will likely get to know them. This means that if you do break up, your child will have to get used to a man going out of their life, coming into their life and going out of their life as well. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, they need a transition period. So you think that man is obligated to continue to do for your child for what? Some type of notice somehow, because you don't want the child to feel the effects of you losing that second man. But here's the kicker. Now, let's say you're with that second man. You have a child with him. He takes care of his child. He takes care of the other child. You have something great here. What you want to call that is a stepfather. Now, you're not married, but that's what you have as a stepfather type deal. You're with the second man. He's taking care of his own, and he's helping to take care of the other one, providing a fatherhood role to that child. Now, you're supposed to see that as valuable, especially if your first child's father is not present. This means you probably should give peace to that other man. This means you probably should value him and what he's bringing to the table, because he's not only providing for his own child, he's providing for your other child. And if that man wasn't there, that other child would not have a father figure at all. Now, if that other man wasn't there, you probably wouldn't have another child, but you did get something for that other child, and you're supposed to appreciate it. Now, let's just keep going several men down the line, okay? She has this last guy. She does make another video, right? And she says, well, he was taking care of the other kids when we were together. He was doing it then. Well, when you guys were together, you had a relationship with this man. This man was taking care of his child and being a father figure or stepfather figure to the other children. He will do that as long as he's in a relationship with you. He understands that. But what you are saying is, even if we break up, if I don't value this man, if I be not cooperative to a man who's really taking care of 3 children that don't belong to him, I still have to win every argument. I still have to have it my way every time. Even though this man is doing all of that, you're going to push that man away because he's going to feel like you don't value me. He's going to say, I'm sitting here taking care of your children along with mine. Well, you're supposed to do that. That's what you will say. You're not going to say, you're right. I truly value that. You're going to push this man out the door because you're not going to value what this man is doing for your children. And here's what will happen. You will take this man on these emotional roller coasters on what he needs to do for you to make you feel better in the moment while you're in your moody moments, right? You're going to say this man is just in your life to make your life easier. And you're going to forget about how important he is to your children. And you're going to make him shuck and jive for your happiness. Happy wife, happy life. And if you're not happy, you're going to make his life hell. But you're not thinking about the value that he brings your children. I'd like to know why these 2 people broke up, because they're still sleeping together. So it must have not been that bad, right? So just imagine they're together. She's being a handful like she is now. You can see he just walked into a shitstorm. It's a skit, but if it were real, he didn't know about it. She didn't bring it to him at all first. She just tried to expose him. She didn't come to him and talk to him about it. Hey, look, my children are hungry too. They're watching him eat. I'm seeing them get jealous that, he's like, I got McDonald's. He doing all of that. Other children not taking it well. Is there something we can do to fix this? Because I don't want it to be hard on these other children. However, I don't want to stop you from being a father either. I value y'all's relationship. Look, you're doing things that other fathers have not done. So I definitely respect that you've been in my child's life. She didn't come at him like that. She came at him like, I'm exposing you because people think you a good daddy. But meanwhile, the other 3 children are not eating anything. So their fathers aren't bringing anything, but she's going to throw it all on him. She's still not seeing the value in this man, but she wants him to continue taking care of her children, even though he's not with her. She doesn't understand life. And if you guys are saying that he should, y'all don't understand life either. Y'all do not understand life either. If y'all was with a man, ladies, for all of you guys that's saying that he should have done that, right? Let me ask you guys this. If you're with a man, you have a child with that man, but that man has 3 children before you. While you're together, you're taking care of the other 3 children, playing stepmother stuff, right? You're playing the stepmother role. Y'all break up. Say this man treating you like crap. Y'all break up. Now, you're going to still take care of your child. Let's say for some strange reason, that man has custody of your child. So you're going to come by there. It's an opposite world. Okay. Now the man keeps all the children. Opposite day. Now you're still being loving towards your child. Obviously, it's your child. So you coming over and you bringing them snacks and you bringing them McDonald's, right? And now he tells you, you got to pay for all the other 3 children. He's telling you should do this because you was doing it when y'all were together. You doing that? Ladies, if you had a boyfriend, a husband, would you be okay with him not only being responsible for his children, but all of his children's siblings? Would you be okay with that? It's like you guys are trying to usurp every bit of that man's money and say he has to use it for your benefit, and you just stay not accountable to your own actions, to your own to you laying down with this person. You see what I'm saying? And it does happen for real, you guys. So for all of you guys saying that it's a skit, I'm saying that too many times, yo. I get that it's a skit. I've said this over and over. We understand it's a skit, family. Do you understand? And for all of you guys who are saying this, you're like, okay, well, I think he should. I mean, dang, just get a pizza. I mean, those are children. Yes, those are children. But the reality of it is this, family. A man sees those children as just other people. Now, he don't see them as people that he hates, but they're just other people to him. Now, he may love his child. Of course, he'll love his child, but his children's siblings are just people to him. They're not kin to him biologically, anything like that. So he's not thinking he's responsible for those children. The men who laid down and had those children are responsible for those children. The thing you guys are proposing would make the mother stay inaccountable, and you'd also make the baby father stay inaccountable. If you're telling another man he's responsible for their children because they ain't stepping up, then why would they step up? She's supposed to call those other baby fathers, y'all, not that man. This is the part y'all not understanding. Let me continue.
Just for petty reasons. I would just for petty reasons, because you can go in there and be like, yeah, you let all them bum ass dudes nut up in you. You know what I'm saying? Now you got these 3 kids, they can't even afford no McDonald's. I'd be in there flexing hard. All them kids would be on my side, loving me, loving when I come around. The only person who don't get nothing is the baby mama.
Okay. So he gonna be doing all that stuff like he in a relationship. He gonna be coming over there just to be petty. He ain't gonna be moving on, trying to build with another woman, trying to work on his businesses, trying to put himself back together from this relationship. He's not gonna be saving his money, thinking about his purpose. He's gonna be spending it so he can rub it in her face that the other baby daddies ain't being there. Yo, that's childish. Now his mindset, his pettiness actually leads him to what I call a tribal mindset. I have a tribal mindset, so I would actually feed the children. What I would do, but that's completely irrelevant. And I think that this whole discussion has gotten skewed because they're talking about what they would do. Bottom line is, I wouldn't leave those children hungry. I wouldn't. I would consider those children. But I'm telling you now, he's not responsible for that. Her walking up talking about, I'm going to expose you for not doing it. It ain't enough food in that bag for my kids. All of that would have made me say, yo, forget your kids. And listen, you don't think a man will say it. I've seen men say it about their own kids when they feel like they're being tug of war and put through all these obstacles just to see their children. She's going to keep on making him jump through obstacles to be worthy of seeing his children. Nobody want to go through that. Y'all don't understand that, ladies, because most of the time y'all have custody. Y'all don't know what that's like. Now, y'all argue autonomy with this Roe v. Wade thing. Y'all argue autonomy with y'all bodies as far as abortion is concerned. But let's be real. The world we live in, once y'all have these babies, y'all think they're more of y'all's than the fathers. Y'all mostly get custody. So y'all not going to be thinking about what the other person has to go through on the outside of that. And neither are we. We're not going to be thinking about what your other children are feeling and thinking, likely. You understand? And the problem is, even if that's a real true thing and the children are feeling that way, you can't make him responsible. It's just a fact. You have to stay out of that relationship between him and his father and allow them to build their relationship. The most you can ask is that he eats the food in the car. But you can see, guys, this is a toxic situation waiting to happen because he actually did comply. He didn't go back and buy all the children food. Now, she said she didn't want him to eat in front of the children. Now, I want you to see how toxic people can be. And this is what I'm saying. I believe that if a person was like this, I can already predict how their relationship went. Obviously, it was a skit, but pretending it was real, you can predict how this person normally acts, how they normally behave. What starts off as a conversation to get something that you need turns into a I have to win this argument by any means, and it gets skewed way off. Watch this. She comes to him and says, I don't see no food in that bag for all of my kids. What you mean no food in the bag? Yeah, those are siblings, you're supposed to do it. Now, once we understood that you have this want or desire for your kids to eat, he doesn't give her what she wants, but he says he can come outside, he can eat in the car. Now that wins the argument. No longer does her kids have to see that other child eat the McDonald's. We're good now. He sounds like he's going to do something about it. He's not just going to bring the kid McDonald's every day and just drive off anymore, or let him eat it in front of the siblings. He's going to bring him to the car. Now, typically he probably would change his ways a little bit too. He might bring them more if he don't have time to sit in the car with the son, whatever the case may be. But he is going to do that. Now she says, no, I ain't even going to do that. Then she asked for the food and threw it on the ground. So this is a person who's like, I'm going to win this argument by any means necessary. I'm going to get what I want. Why? Because I have leverage. I can come between the relationship of you and your son, so I'm going to get what I want. This is a person who's a dictator. You can clearly see this. A person who was feminine and was willing to negotiate with people, whether or not you're in a relationship with people, family, you can't control them. You got to talk to people. And this is the part that I don't understand about a lot of us. A lot of Black people, we are prey to God, a person we can't see. But we're going to be all vulnerable with God. God, please, in your most humble voice, you're going to have this filter of respect where you're going to never say anything wrong to God. I don't care if you're starving. You're still going to ask for God, ask food from God in your most gentle way because you don't want to make God mad. But the reflections of God, the people in front of you, you're going to ask them in the meanest way. You're never going to truly be vulnerable because you got all this pride. So y'all give more respect to an invisible person you can't see than the people that you can touch in front of you. And you're desensitized to their needs and their wants and how they want to be talked to. And you think these people are going to bend to your will when you treat them like shit. Do you understand how weird that is? Y'all will go to God and be on y'all knees. I beg you, God, please just help me. Everything going wrong, proving this God ain't been there for you. But you will go to him on your knees, please, humble. But real people in your life who can do something for you. You're going to treat them like crap. Now, if she praying to God, she'd say, God, can you please bless me with the provisions, enlarge my territory so that I can feed my other children McDonald's too. She ain't going to go, like, God, why you ain't making him do this, God? What's your problem? Those are his siblings. She ain't going to do that. And none of you guys do. Y'all disrespect the crap out of people. And y'all look, just for those of you who might come from Christianity, you guys believe that Jesus will be like, yo, I came to you one day hungry and you didn't feed me. Jesus, I never saw you. I was that poor man. So if Jesus can come to you in the framework of a poor man and say you denied him because you denied the poor man, then what about your wives, your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, those people that's in your face every day? You treating them like crap. What if that's Jesus too? See, you guys love God, but hate God's people. It's so crazy. Y'all believe in God. Y'all believe in this invisible being, but when you go to people, you don't have no respect. If she had talked to this man with some type of class, this man probably would have started bringing the food. Because if you ask a person nicely, they're more likely to do something for you. But you can't go to people like this, yo. Unreal. Let's go.
Okay?
I don't know.
That's it. That's the only one who wouldn't eat in this house.
Nah, B. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey,
What's your name?
everyone's doing well. Hello?
Hey, what's your name, bro?
Hey, Mike from Miami. How you doing, Dominican MD?
I'm good. I'm good, Mike. So you in a similar situation, bro?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I am. But my disease here, this is what the problem is, MD. That if you buy food, McDonald's, it sucks for the other kids. Why? Because they're gonna feel like left out. You know what I'm saying?
Where that daddy's at?
But that's why you do it.
Forget about that. Forget about all that daddy stuff. You as the person, right? So the mother thinks she feels that she's entitled in a way, support all my other kids. You know what I'm saying? But what I would do is I would take my child and take them to McDonald's.
See, everyone is losing the point here. They're all talking about what they would do in the situation. You know, care about the kids, love the kids. Yo, where they daddies at? Yo, these are kids. Okay. And so if you just keep asking where their daddies, where are the people who are responsible for this, then those people won't get taken care of because you're looking for somebody else to do it, so to speak. So yeah, you see a young man on the street and he's struggling, he need a word of advice, he need a handout. Man, you can look out for him. You don't got to say, yo, where his daddy at? As men, we should be responsible for helping out the other young men in our communities when we see them down. Give them a word of encouragement. Give them a little something to help get them through. We should do that because we see as black men, we dying every day, yo. We're getting incarcerated for nothing. Man, you can tell, like it's a rough world. So we should look out for our younger male figures, period, regardless of whose seeds they are. This question is really simple. Was that woman wrong, y'all? Shouldn't she have came to him more respectfully, right? Shouldn't she have came to him with the true issue of what it was? If it was happening, she is watching her other children not get something that one child is getting. Now, if you are a feminine woman and you know how to negotiate because you're supposed to be a good listener and a good communicator, you're supposed to be that. If that's what femininity is, it's supposed to be good at communicating, hearing what another person needs, responding well, all that. That's what it's supposed to be. But when you're toxic, you build these ideas in your mind and you argue with those ideas and you don't care what the other person has to say, making you not feminine, making you appear masculine because all you're doing is, instead of being someone who can receive what somebody is saying. So she's not being vulnerable in this moment. She's obviously emotional. Obviously, her children are not getting what they need. But go to him with that. Go to him with the truest sense of what that is. There's no need to put on no mask, a tough person mask. I'm going to go make him feed my kids or he ain't seeing his other kids. So in an attempt to protect your 3 children, you destroy the one that's actually his father. and you telling his father what he can't do. You threw your son's food on the floor, on the ground. This is crazy. There's no way she should have went to that man like that, telling him that it is his responsibility. And for a lot of you guys who are caring about the children, y'all are skewing what it's actually about because you're not actually looking at it. You're supposed to separate that. Should the man be obligated to taking care of someone else's children who are not his? No. This makes what he's doing a cherry on top. So he can still be a good father if he's not taking care of other people's children. Let's be real. Now the world y'all want to create as single mothers is, I want to be able to argue with the universe. If I don't like what's happening, I'm going to argue and complain about it. You don't get to. What you should do is be accountable, be responsible beforehand, and then you won't have to argue with the universe. So here's what will happen. You'll get with this guy, you're going to get pregnant, and you're going to carry the baby full term. 4 times this lady did. 4 times. Now she's got 3 other babies. She does not like the fact that this man is bringing food for one and not the other, but it's not his children. She doesn't like this, but what does that tell you? Be accountable to the situation. You lay with different men. This is the reality of it all. Now, listen, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up like this. I grew up with my grandmother, and I grew up with my grandmother and many other siblings who belong to other children, okay? Because most of my aunts just brought the kids to grandma's house. So we all lived with grandma. Now, I had another cousin. She didn't live with grandma, but she came by about every other day, where her mama would drop her off and send her in the house with food, likely McDonald's or some crap like that. We all noticed it. But guess what? We never thought about that she should be doing that for us. It never crossed our mind. We simply just lived our day. We had other men who would come and get their sons. Now, again, my daddy, if he came and got us every now and then, and my other cousins, their father might come get them every now and again. They might go spend the weekend with their father. They're going to come back with stuff. We never lived in that. We never questioned that. We never questioned whether or not what somebody else's daddy did for them. And I think I remember like a couple times, like some of my cousins and stuff would complain. But I remember my grandma would just say straight up, that's their daddy. That's their daddy. That's their daddy. So their daddy gonna come do things for them. And it would be like, okay, grandma, I understand. And this is the problem. It's like you don't want your child to face reality so much. You're not willing to tell them to accept reality and learn to grow from reality. Learn this is what happens in reality. You're trying to skew reality. You're trying to change reality. You're trying to Thanos everybody so your child don't feel bad, ever feel bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to accept reality. If a man had 3 baby mothers because he wasn't doing right or wasn't strapping up, wasn't being responsible, he got 3 baby mothers. It's going to be a different life for him. In order for him to truly father his kids, let's just say this. Let's say a man has 3 children, 3 different women, right? Now they live in different places. Let's say he complaining to them. Y'all need to move closer to their siblings so they can have a relationship. No, why would I move closer so they can have a relationship? I'm good with seeing my own child. No, y'all need to be moved closer to me so I can be a better father, because with my children so far away, I rarely can see them. I haven't had them in the same place in 2 years. I ain't had all my children in the same place at the same time in 2 years because none of y'all can coordinate and be available at the same time. And that's wrong. I need every last one of y'all to cooperate so y'all siblings can get to know each other. Otherwise, they're not going to get to know each other because they're in 3 different places. Now, that does suck that they're going to grow up not even getting to know each other. But at least these siblings, when they're with the mother, they get to know each other. They live with each other. They get to see each other every day because women most likely have the children. But in a world where a man has siblings that's not with him, they're likely in different places. Now, are y'all going to change y'all life so he can father easier? So the children can be closer to their siblings to change that reality? Because that would suck too, not being able to grow up with your brothers, not being able to grow up with your sisters. Let's all get them at the same school. I need all of y'all to move closer. Y'all gonna be like, why would I do anything for you? You likely got a man by now. So he ain't gonna be trying to hear that. And even if you were single, you would not do that man a favor and move close enough so he could father his kids, and you know you wouldn't. But you asking this man to spend money every single day so the other children don't go without. So he has to spend money every single day. So the noble reality is you want the children to not go without. That's beautiful. All of us want that. But the skewed reality of it is you want that father to be responsible. But those other children are not his, and he's no longer with that woman. Who would be responsible in that scenario, family? She would. If he does not have all three of his kids living near him because he was irresponsible, you would say that man has to learn accountability for what he has done. You're not going to have your children close to you. You're probably not going to have your children at the same place at the same time all the time. It's probably going to be rare. You know why, sir? Because you didn't have all your children with one woman. You chose to end these relationships. As soon as they got tough, you left the relationship and started a new one, even though you had a child. And what you should know from the first time you did this is that when you leave that woman with your child, that child will likely be in another man's life because that woman's typically going to move on. And what she needs to understand is that when he moves on, another woman will typically get to know that child because he will likely move on. And if he's a good father, they will have relationships with other people that's not y'all. They may even call them mama or daddy, not you. So a man has to know this before he leaves. One day my child might call another man daddy. Another man gonna be in my child's life. They could hurt my child. They could yell at my child. They could hurt her in front of my children. Yo, if I leave her, I'm still gonna be obligated somewhat for protecting and providing for her, even though I'm not with her. So maybe I should work it out. Or if it's that bad and she's cheating on you, I understand. Maybe her mouth is just that bad. Y'all can't get along. Maybe his mouth, maybe the way he's treating you is that bad. But what you got to understand is when you're in a relationship with somebody and you have a child, if you leave the person you have a child with, there are going to be some realities that you don't want to happen that's going to absolutely happen. If not, stay with that person. What y'all trying to do is say, no, she should get her cake and eat it too. She's no longer in a relationship with this man. She did not care to work this relationship out. She's not trying to get him back because she sees his value. She's trying to ruin his name further. Nothing about how she's treating him would make him want to be back with this girl. So if she truly valued what he was doing for them, do you think humiliating him is the best way to get him to perform? Yo, come on now.
Instead of making your kid feel left out.
So now your kid comes home with the Happy Meal toy. Them kids
That's
ain't
right.
stupid.
I got McDonald's. I got McDonald's. You didn't get none. You didn't get none.
You can't do that to the kid.
No, you can't.
Probably you too in his face. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Courtney calling from 803.
803 to Metro. Columbia SC, what's happening?
What you think, Courtney?
What's going on? You're right now. That's his kid. He ain't got to bring some other kids' food. Them ain't kids.
There you go.
Well, no, listen, he's not entitled to. I agree with both of y'all. You and him, he's not entitled to.
If he's not entitled to, why is there a conversation? I know it was a skit, family. I know it was a skit. The problem is all of y'all who agree with this crap and all of the men who have to go through this with their baby mothers because all of these people who agree with this crap. Listen, let me ask you guys a question. What does it take to be a real man? Simple question. What is a real man, y'all? Tell me that. What's a real man? A real man. Because I want you guys to know that while all of you may have a definition of that, it's very ambiguous, okay, of what you think a real man is. So none of us were raised on what it takes to be a real man. Do you understand that? Your philosophy of what a real man is going to be anecdotal, okay? You probably wouldn't find two people in the world with the same exact ideas of what makes a real man. So what you have to tell men is this. You have to find that on your own and find your confidence within yourself, and you get your validation through your accomplishments and your achievements, okay? We can't tell you what it takes to be a man, but we know that you need to strive hard because you're going to have children. You need to strive for success because this gives a man a happy life. So we can't tell you what a real man is, though. You understand? So here's what happens. You have all these people in reality that will tell a man what a real man is. And if you let a woman tell him what a real man is, in most cases, she is going to move the goalposts on what a real man is and have him jump through obstacles so he can finally be a real man. So once women carry their baby, they have this idea in their head that they get to judge this man's moral character and make their decision about his moral character be the thing that they weigh on whether or not they're going to give him permission or not to be around his children. As if they can decide about that. You can't. You've already laid with this man. So now you're going to say, you're not no real man. You're not no real daddy. You're not a real daddy if you're not doing these extra things. Nobody ever told you that you're not a real mother if you don't take care of your children and your children's siblings. Nobody ever told you that you're not a real mother is if when you buy your child something on Christmas, if you know he's going to be able to take it back with his father, then you should buy it for all of his father's children too, because they may see it. Nobody ever says this, y'all. So again, this whole world, it seems to try to take it easy on women with holding them accountable. We love the kids. Kevin loved the kids, right? Kevin loved the kids. I definitely love the kids. But for those children, they need their mother to step up. Their life will be rough like this if their mother does not step up. She said, you know, I don't get my food stamps until the 7th. Then she changed it and said, you know, I don't get my food stamps till the 11th. Maybe she just forgot with the skit. But if it were real, she's lying. But still, if she's waiting on her food stamps, she has no problem with waiting on her food stamps. If you're waiting on money, family, and you still sitting there not trying to manifest a means to come up with what you need, he said, you're not cooking for the kids? You know, I don't get my stamps the next week. Like, you're not even cooking for your kids because you don't got your stamps. So what does that mean? Your kids will be hungry because you know, I ain't got my stamps. Like, so you ain't calling nobody to try to borrow it. You ain't try to do no hair. You ain't try to do no skill, no nothing to try to get this extra money. But a man will be required to do that. And in this world, y'all asking for equality. If you're going to truly be a good mother for those kids to have what they need, you're supposed to be adapting. As your life goes through experiences, you're supposed to be getting better too, not just the man. Seriously, family. And if you can't maintain a relationship with a man, then you're going to be responsible for coming up with the resources for your children. So if you don't see the value of that man and you argue over every little thing, then you won't ever give him his way. You don't know how to shut up sometimes. If you're being that way, and this man is in your life taking care of your children and all of your other kids too, and he don't have to, he's going to start to feel like you don't value him. Because if he is taking care of your other children and you acting like that all the time, he's going to be like, yo, obviously you can't even earn respect. I can take care of the bills. I can take care of my child, which you should see that and love me more because you already are exposed to men who don't take care of their children. But I also take care of your children. And we still ended up breaking up. It did not get him longevity. And now she's saying, even though it didn't work out, you still got to take care of my children. Yo, come on, man. That's crazy. He can never truly move on and manifest his own future. Y'all saying, well, it's just $28 a day. Yo, this man's supposed to focus on his purpose, his priority. Now you saying that he should be thinking, let me take all them kids some food because I'm taking mine some food. Yo, if he don't want to do that, he does not have to change up and do that. His finances are his. Let's go.
What you got?
I also been with you too, Charlie, because I mean, just as a person, he clearly bring him a $5 pizza now.
That's right. For real, but I'd rather buy a whole pizza for all the kids, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to flex on her other baby daddies and you got to flex on her.
My kid likes McDonald's. I'm worried about my kid.
Yeah, but you gotta have cheerleaders in that house. You already got your child. But when you got 3 other dudes' child saying how great you are, you making that baby mama feel terrible. The only person who shouldn't get no food is the baby mama. Remember in Pay in Full when Cameron just started taking away all the Chinese food? You don't get no shrimp fried rice. You don't get no egg roll. That's what I would be doing to the baby mama. But the kids gonna eat me.
Nah, man. I got my kid. What little nonsense when he was up here?
I don't want to talk about little Nazi eat.
No, I know.
What? What you talking about? I don't know what this means. What is you talking about?
Goodness.
Where's this going? What are you talking about?
Oh, my God. All right, forget it. 8 of
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
585-1051. In this situation, is the dad wrong? He got food for his kid, and his baby mom got 3 other kids. He ain't supposed to get the eat.
He's not entitled to, but you should. I mean, that's the type of person I am anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, if I call and I'll be like, yo, you want some?
Like, that's what I mean. Like, just to tell another man that he should is wrong. All you can do is say, look, he ain't entitled to, but I would have, but what if she come at you like that? That's the next question, fellas. Would you type in yes if you would? And in your second answer, type in yes twice if you would, even after she came at you like that. But if it's yeah, I would. But if she came at me like that, no, I wouldn't. Type in yes, no. Yes, no, or yes, yes. If I got, or no, yes, no, no. Let me know if it were you, what would you do? If it were you, would you get the food if she came to you nicely? Would you get it initially? And would you get it after the way she came at you? Just simple question. I want to see what you guys say. If you say yes and yes, I know that you would have gotten it initially and you would have got it even after she came at you like that. Because look, after she came at you like that, those are still children. They are still going through that. But would you care as much to take that away from that burden away from them feeling that way? That burden away from her from having to witness it. If she spoke to you that way, she tried to expose you online, said you were not a good father, even though you clearly are. calling you stupid, dummy, right? This person treating you like crap, talking about do me a favor, do something for me. Do something for me and my kids, but she's treating you like crap. So what I'm telling you is the way that mother is acting will make you do the opposite of help her children. The way she negotiates will push a man away, yo. Is that a good mother? Like, this is what I'm saying. You need something for your children. And the way you go about getting it is throwing crap on the floor, trying to expose people. It's not his responsibility. But in your head, you done came up with that it is. Why is it his responsibility? Because he's the one who's taking care of his son. But the problem is he's taking care of his son in front of the other children. Yo, that's crazy. If she came nicely, respectfully, Antonio says yes. See, a lot of you men are saying yes. Chance says yes, and then no. Musan says never. Let's see here. Chance says yes and no. Charles Ford says yes and no. Antonio Green, yes and no. Yes, but no, says LaKendrick. Marlon says, I will go to the grocery store. Makes sense, save a little bit more money because she need to be cooking for them kids. So, oh, they ain't got nothing to eat, shorty? Oh, forget this McDonald's stuff. Let's just go to the grocery store. Let me get some stuff that these kids can eat every day because you need to be cooking for these kids, yo. I didn't know y'all wasn't eating. Like, come on. Now I know my kid like McDonald's, so I'm trying to bring him something he like. But yeah, your other kids ain't eating at all because you waiting on your staff. We need to do something about that. Yes and no, Roland says. Let's see here. Yes, if she acts nicely, she came nicely and respectfully, Nancy said. See, because you could see if somebody asked you nicely, like, look, I know we broke up. I know we wasn't getting along, but look, my kids is really feeling the weight of our breakup. I didn't realize you was doing so much when you was here. But see, that the thing about it is that's impossible for a toxic woman. Accountability. It's impossible. Yo, I did not treat you like your worth. Now I realize I was treating somebody who was good quality like they weren't good. And I was wrong for that. You were vital to my kids, man. And now I'm seeing it because my kids are hurt. I literally was judging you for everything I needed from you. And I was sitting here fussing at you because I was wanting extra things from you. But now I realize, man, you were great for me. And I'm sorry. Ain't none of that about to happen. She actually may regret losing him, but how that's going to come out is just more toxic crap. You can tell a baby mother still loves her baby daddy when she acts like she hates him to this degree. Why don't you just be honest? And that's what I mean by y'all want to lie to God. Y'all want to lie to the universe. The person that you need something from is right in front of you. And all you have to do is just ask nicely. Be vulnerable. Tell them you need them. Tell them that you need them and you were wrong for how you mistreated them. That's all you got to do to get this person back on your side. That's all you got to do. But you can't do it. You're going to lie to the universe. You're going to look at that person and say, I can't stand you, knowing you want them back in your life. You know you regret breaking up with them, but you're going to treat them like you hate them. You know you wish your family was back together. But the way you're going to act is you're never going to get nowhere like that. You're never going to get nowhere like that because you're not vulnerable. And you're treating people like crap, expecting to get the best from them. That makes you toxic because you're never going to truly be vulnerable, yo.
And there's other people there, I'm going to be like, yo, ask such and such and they want something too. You ain't got $28.50, then nobody should be eating McDonald's. Buy a pizza.
800-585-1051.
How we get the $28.50?
It's like he's not accounting that there are people in this world who don't have it like that. How you ain't got $28.50? Like, that ain't even what the conversation is about. Come on, Charlamagne. If a man want to get his child a McDonald's burger or whatever, and he's consistently doing that every day, that may be the only way that he can be a good father in his mind. And let's be real, a lot of men try that. A lot of men try to keep up with the Joneses to perform because they believe that they got to do all this to be a father. Being a father for your child looks like raising them, teaching them right from wrong, teaching them character, helping them build their masculinity within themselves if it's a boy, helping her to nurture her femininity in herself if it's a girl. That's what being a father looks like. But a lot of you men will tell yourself that in order to be a good father, I got to keep up with Christmas. I got to keep up with 4th of July, Easter. I got to buy them everything they want, every little video game they want. If I can't buy these little things, I'm not a good father. And he'll go through that even more if he's not living with the child because he's trying his best to try and show this child he cares about him and loves him. You see what I'm saying? So Charlamagne's like, if a man ain't got $28, don't buy a burger. A man will spend his last little money trying to get his child a toy or something for Christmas and just so he can look like a good father because the world done said this is what it means to be a good father. Buy your kid stuff. Yo, toys didn't even exist a while. What we still supposed to, what it takes to be a father shouldn't change because the Matrix has came up with holidays and toys and stuff. Taking care of your child looks like feeding them. You take your child hunting, or you bring the food back so your child can eat until they're old enough to go out and hunt with you. Then if it's a son. If it's a daughter, of course, you're going to do different things with your daughter, but you're supposed to be in your children's life. You understand? Y'all can go ahead. Y'all ready to go? Yeah, I do. Sorry, guys. Lacey had a question for me. I lost my train of thought. We're going to hit play and we'll come back to it. That's fine. Well, I'll be finished. Y'all about to leave right now? Okay.
Well, how we come to this number as the Breakfast Club? Good morning. I don't see anything wrong with it. He taking care of his kids.
That's because you bathe and pay.
Responsibility.
That's because you pay. You bathe and you pay. Okay.
Yes.
I personally.
Where your daddy at? Where your daddy at?
I'm the type of person I want everybody to eat. I don't even have to know you, but I just think it's rude and disrespectful if you get one person something and don't get everybody else something. So even
see, that tells you how Charlemagne was raised. I think it's rude and disrespectful, but it's not. It's not rude and disrespectful, yo. If you're hungry and you buy yourself some food and somebody's sitting right beside you in the car and they can't afford to eat, if all you can afford is to get you some food, you should be able to take care of yourself and not feel bad or get punitive treatment because you couldn't do something for everybody. See, this is how poor people treat rich people. Soon as they get something in their life, you say, you don't care about nobody because you're not giving away your earnings to society. You're not giving away your money to people who need it. You got all of this and you're not giving it away. A man is supposed to have a purpose. If you're not where you need to be in life, you shouldn't be giving your money away. It is nice to help people who need it, but don't let nobody tell you that you're an asshole or selfish because you're not giving your money to people who didn't earn your money. It's nice if you do it, but we've been raised in a world of religion where they teach you if you don't give somebody something that belongs to you, then you're mean. If you have more than enough and they need it and you don't give it to them, then you're mean. I used to think this way too. Then I thought about it. Wait a second. It's always somebody doing way worse than you. You understand? And so people are going to always come up to you with their hands out. And if you think that you got to give it to them in order to be a good person, yo, you're going to be broke. And I want all of you guys who own here to really think about this. Y'all got big hearts, right? And y'all be helping people even when y'all don't have it, right? Well, is your life where you want it to be? Have you not experienced giving somebody something that belongs to you and it backfiring in your face? I know y'all think in religion, if you give your money away, you'll always have money. But we know that world does not truly exist. If it was a reality, then I imagine everybody would be giving away money because they always get more back. That'd be the perfect way to invest, is go give you away your money, right? Go put it in a collection plate. But we know this money don't come back. So you got to be wise with your money. You got to be responsible with your money. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And you're not having it doesn't look like you have to be broke. You don't have to have, you ain't got no money. Yo, this is crazy, man. We got a whole world selfish. If you don't give away something that belongs to you, you selfish. Yo, that cannot be true. You're not doing nothing to hurt nobody. If it's yours, it's yours. If you want to give it, you can. But if you try and create some type of scenario where a person's a bad person because they don't give it away, yo, that's wild, man. And we grew up like that. Yo, you need to share, or you're being mean. You need to share. You don't have to, it's yours. But don't expect nothing in return. You need to know what karma is.
Not my kids, I would have got all the kids. Plus, I would have wanted to stunt on all her other baby daddies. I told you the only person who didn't deserve to eat in this situation.
Stunt? A man with purpose shouldn't even be stunting. Why is that on your mind? You stunting for what? Let's see here. $28 a day. Now, if he's doing this 365 days a year, that's going to eventually add up, right, family? What y'all think? This man spending $28 a day. Let me get my calculator right now. We're gonna see what this is. Say $28 times 365. That's $10,220, y'all. $10,220, y'all. Are you serious? Let's say he did it half of the year, okay? That's 182 days. Let's say, $28 times 128 days. That's 3,500, man. Nah, we good on that. That can't be right. That can't be that. Nah, that can't be right. You're trying to obligate a man to that. The man should be able to focus on his purpose, take care of his child, and be considered a good man and a good father. You cannot keep moving the goalposts on what it takes to be a good father, but what does it take to be a good mother? Yo, let's be real. What does it take to be a good mother, y'all? We've been talking about Roe v. Wade this whole time, or whatever. I want you guys to imagine the world we live in, okay? We always call fathers deadbeats when they abandon children, right? When they're not there for their children, and rightfully so. You're not there for your child, rightfully so. But let's be real. Who can be forced into parenthood? Men, right? Because men have no say-so over the autonomy of a woman's body if she becomes pregnant, right? So they have no control over her body. She has control over her body. It's her body. So she has had to say so the last few years, ever since this Roe v. Wade has been going on. She has had to say so, forcing a lot of men into parenthood. Now, I want you to notice this. A lot of these women who got abortions, do they get punitive treatment in our social system? Are we calling them deadbeat mamas because they're aborting their babies? Do we call them deadbeats, y'all? No, right? She gets to go and be unaccountable as if she never did that before. Now, if you're a man and you've ever kept a baby from being born, raise your hand, click like. None of you men are on here can ever say you're responsible for terminating a baby, a life. Now, y'all argue that, well, the baby ain't alive yet. I don't want to hear that mumbo jumbo. You are a creator, okay? And what we do is we don't want the baby. We feel like we don't have the money, or we were irresponsible. We just don't, whatever the case may be, we think we can end this baby. Now, what happens is we end the baby, and because you're a woman, you don't have to be accountable to being a deadbeat mom. You know why? The child is dead. They're not here looking for you to be a mama. They're not looking for you to show up to the game because you killed them. So the child that the man doesn't take care of, they're still alive. At least they got a chance to live, but he a deadbeat. You see how this works? All the kids that y'all kill, y'all are the gatekeepers for all these souls to come into this planet. And all y'all been going and killing all of these kids, right? None of y'all are treated like bad women, like bad people at all. None of that. But let the man don't take care of it once you bring it to term. Oh, now he's a horrible person. Guess what? I agree that he's a horrible person. But you're going to have to look in that mirror too. You ending the life of kids. They don't even get a chance to live because of you. They don't even get a chance to live because of you. Yo, it's crazy. Come up with any scenario. Now, if somebody R-worded you, something like that, it's going to cause your body, problems with your body. You might not live through it, whatever the case may be. I completely understand. But I'm going to tell you this story right here, okay? Jamie and I, we had two children really young, Janae and Justice, okay? She had to have a cesarean with Janae. She had to have a cesarean with Justice. They told her, if you try to carry any more, it could kill you, okay? So we went on ahead and got the tubes tied, okay? Well, a year later, Jamie gets pregnant again, even though her tubes are tied. And it's a tubal pregnancy. My baby son, Israel, he's stuck in her tubes. And they tell us, you probably should abort because the baby is stuck in the tubes. We did not want to hear it. You know why? We felt like that if she is carrying a child, then that child has purpose. That child is coming here to do something. And who are we to stop it from living? She kept trying to carry this child, and it kept causing her problems. So much so I had to rush her to the hospital one night. And they told her, this baby is continuing to grow. And if it does not move tonight, we're going to have to eliminate the child. We're going to have to terminate the pregnancy. Reluctantly, we both said, okay, we don't want to lose Jamie, of course. So we will have to terminate the pregnancy. We said, okay, that's what we'll have to do on tomorrow. By tomorrow, Israel had moved. So Israel here today. He's here today because through everything, we stood strong wanting our son to be born. We would not do that. And I ask my son all the time, like, not all the time. We just talked about the Roe v. Wade stuff the other day. And I asked my son, like, I told my son, like, yo, you wouldn't be here if we used that type of stuff. You wouldn't have had an opportunity to be here. And for me, I look at it like this. Ask a lot of these men who grew up without a father. If you are a man in your own hand, you grew up without a father, let me ask you a question. Would you give up life because you knew you was not going to have a father, or would you want to live and experience everything you ever experienced anyway? You ladies on here, if you didn't have a father in your life, okay, and you know you don't have a father, let's say your daddy is a deadbeat. Does that mean that you want to crawl back up in the womb, never experience life at all, and be eliminated in the womb? Say yes or no. I just want to know on here. If you could summon all of the children who y'all have killed and ask them, if you had a choice to be born, even though your mama felt like she didn't have enough money, even though your daddy probably didn't want you, even though your mama didn't want you, even though she would have gave you up with adoption, would you still want a chance to live your life and come here and fulfill your purpose? Would you still want that opportunity? What you think those children would say, yo? Yeah, I would still want to live. I guarantee you very few of them would have said, no, I'm glad mama killed me. I guarantee you most of those children would say, yo, I would want to experience life. You know how many great men and women that could have been born, but y'all wasn't ready? Y'all didn't like the man. Y'all just enjoying sex. No accountability at all. And so now it's actually fair where Roe v. Wade is overturned. And now it's like we're mad. We're mad. No, we deserve the right. So let me get this straight, right? Let me get this straight. If they come up with something medically that can help someone, say women who get raped or women who are suffering in their health with carrying a baby, they have health-threatening things, right? Life-threatening things, right? All of you guys are saying, no, you would not want to die, right? I know you wouldn't. You want to live your life even though you don't have a daddy, even though you wouldn't have a mama. Let me tell you how I know. My mother died when I was 3 years old, and my father wasn't there for me like I wanted him to be. And guess what? I wouldn't give my life, my one life that I know of, up for anybody. So would I hop back in my mother's womb and she go abort me? Man, hell no. I got children. And I'm going to tell you right now, if my mother had aborted me, all of my children would die too, would be gone too. So whenever you guys kill your kid, you killing the whole forest. When you kill your seed, you're killing the whole forest. You're killing your grandkids. You're killing everybody who could have ever came through that person. Yo, and you want that to be your right. I have a right to that. Somebody come up with a medical thing in order to help women who have been raped. Maybe they're carrying the kid now, or like I said, you have health issues that prevent you from carrying it full term, likely. That's for people like that. All of a sudden you're arguing, I have a right to an abortion. I have a right to something that's unnatural. No animal out here gets to abort their own child because they want to. But you don't have to be accountable. You can go straight in there and have them rip your life right up out of you. Yo, that's crazy. And most of y'all feel super bad after you do it. You regret losing the child. Y'all don't talk about that. Y'all should be telling other women like, yo, I did that before. I'll never forgive myself because my child could have been 8 years old today. My child could have been here and probably been a father or a mother by now. My child would have probably gave me grandkids by now. Well, why'd you kill him? I didn't have no money at the time. Y'all are the gatekeepers to this world. Y'all hold the portals to enter this world. And y'all want the right to kill it if you don't want it. Yo, that's crazy. You don't get called deadbeat. You don't get called nothing. If you call you something, then we being mean to you and we should care about your feelings. But if a man don't take care of his child, these children are supposed to be the most important. It's the kids, right? They just kids, right? Are they kids? Look out for them. Did you look out for them when you killed them? Once they're born, oh, look out for them. Oh, but when it's in your belly, it's not a kid though. Man, that'd be making me so hot. I care about our ancestors. I care about them more than I care about half of y'all. Our ancestors, the only way they can get here and live again, our DNA can live again, is to procreate, family. And a lot of y'all are the gatekeepers to that. And y'all want the right to end that, to end their life. And then after the baby born, you want to control how the fathers can be there for the children. Like y'all know how to raise a child. You have to learn how to raise a child as you raise it. That experience grows you up, but none of us know inherently how to do all of that stuff. We're taking it one day at a time. But let's be real, man. We're not holding our women accountable, and that is why a lot of our societies and communities is broke down. They can get away with whatever they want simply because they are women, and that's not fair. Every person should be held accountable to how they live in their life, yo. Now, no man alive is aborting babies. See that you can't hold to men. You can tell men you're not taking care of your responsibility. You're not being a father. You can tell them that, but you can't tell them they killing kids. You can't tell them that. Y'all doing that, ladies. Y'all are doing that. Let's go.
Situation with the baby mama.
If I could afford it, that's different. But if I can't, I gotta take care of my kid. Hello, who's this?
This is Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine, good morning.
Hi. So I saw the video yesterday, and you know, the beginning of the video, she was waiting on him, and she said, "You do this every day, but if he does it every day, she should be better prepared." You know, ask him, "Hey, if I give you a couple dollars, can you get something for my other kids?" Or she's saying her food stamps don't come until X date. Okay, you need to be better. You know, with spending about your food stamps. That don't make sense.
Damn, I didn't even catch that. Now I'm really bugged.
See, he didn't even really watch the whole video. Charlamagne told me I ain't even catch that. So I feel like why we even watching what Charlamagne and them talking about? They didn't even watch the whole video. This lady said, "Man, I don't get my food stamps until this day or some like until the 11th or something like that." So what I say about that is it clearly shows that she is not even trying to change. She's not trying to change with her conditions. You know what I mean? So anyway, yo, the lady made another video trying to explain what she did, right? And I'm gonna show you guys that video real quick. Let's see here. Let me find that video.
Rise and shine. Yo, it wasn't no prank.
So the
But yo,
All right, let's go here, fam. Let's get to it.
no, she meant everything she was saying, and this is her rebuttal as to why she did it. And guess what? It still don't make no sense. Yo, check this out.
So the whole world is basically bashing me right now.
Right now, watch this. This is what I mean by no accountability right here. The whole world is basically bashing me. No, they're disagreeing with you. They're criticizing your actions. They're not bashing you. So it's like, here go this victim role. So the whole world is basically bashing me right now. No, they're disagreeing with you. You thought you were going to expose somebody and have everybody in the whole world bashing him. But instead, they saw you for who you were, and they are criticizing you. And now they're bashing you, right? Because you want to be the victim. Yo, take it easy on this girl. She's going through enough, right? Wrong. Be accountable to your actions. Let's go.
Because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his.
You weren't upset. She was toxic. I'm the baby mother who was very toxic with her baby's father, the one who was in his child's life. I was very toxic.
Child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids.
He got his child McDonald's and not the rest of her other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. If you have 4 kids, who's responsible for those 4 kids? If he has 1 kid with you, you're saying he's responsible for those 4 kids. No, you have 4 children. You're all of their mother. He's one of their father. You're telling him what he got to be doing or what he should be doing for your kids. And some people in this world think you're right. Yo, that's ludicrous. If there was a father, yo, telling a mother that she's responsible for his children that he had, not just her one with him, everybody would be able to see clearly through this. But we're a very biased world, and we don't want to see it when it's women. We just look the other way like we don't see it. It's right there in front of us, though. They're your children. Only one of them's his children. You got 4, he got 3, but you tell him he needs to be responsible for 3, for all 4. The logic is just killing me, y'all.
You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the young child.
Okay, as she points inward at her chest, our child is the youngest child. Look at her nails, y'all. Look at her hair. Look at her face with the makeup. Look at those eyelashes, okay? You see this, right? I always say, are you focused more on inner development or outer appearance? What do you think she's more focused on? Inner development or outer appearance, y'all? She says she don't get her food stamps until the 7th, and then she said the 11th, but look at her nails, though. You see these nails? Do y'all think some of this nail money could have went into those children's McDonald's? Well, she probably did them herself. Well, that still costs money, right? In time. What about this hair, y'all? Do y'all think the price of that hair, do you think the money that she's putting into her aesthetics every month could help get her from the time she runs out of resources to the time her food stamps come back in? Come on, y'all, think about it. She ain't budgeting at all with her face and everything, right? Let's go.
So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all.
Keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. See that? See, Quetta says clearly outer appearance, right? But she says, keep this in mind. We got our last child. My last child is with him. Keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. See, if you disagree with her, she's going to say you're making her the villain, not that she's wrong. You are clearly the villain, though. Just ask yourself, is she a villain? You're a father. You want to take care of your child. You go over your child's place with McDonald's. You're thinking, I'm about to give this to my child. I like to see them light up when I bring this. She meets you there, and your food that you bought for your child ends up on the damn ground. Is she a villain, y'all? Is she not an obstacle between you and your child? You have to do what she wants you to do in order to see your child. If you don't bring food for all three of them, you can't father your child the way you want to.
My other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together.
When y'all were together, he should have been, because y'all were together. Did you value that man when y'all were together? Why did y'all break up? Because if this man was taking care of his child and the other three that's not his children, then your children had a father figure in the home. It sounds like you had a good one, but you did not value him. Now he's gone, and you still want him to do the things that he was doing when he was in a relationship with you. Do you know, have you ever heard of this thing called reality? You should try living in that instead of trying to force the world to live in your mythological world that you're making up as you go, based on your feelings. I don't like my children not having food when he brings his son some food. Let me try and change this reality because I don't like it. Super weird. Let's go.
My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well.
Oh, your kids. Oh, because other people's kids just have to deal with the breakup. But your kids have to go through a transition. So the man who was dating you should comply to your kids' need for a transition, right? Did you consider that transition when you broke up with this man? Did you consider the breakup? Did you consider any of that when you was giving this man a hard time? Because I know you were. Let's be real. Look at how she act, y'all. You think this is her first time coming up with a completely illogical argument and behaving as if it's logical and not caring if anyone disagrees, it's going to be however she wanted it to be? Period. Period. Yo, who want to deal with somebody like this?
Well, like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And
as much as that might suck, that's the reality of it, because the other fathers, how often do they see their children? If it's half a year for one of them and twice a year for the other one and 3 times a year for the third one, then are you telling them to change how they do it because they don't see their father as much as the other one? Like, yo, I don't like how often you come, because I don't like my other children having to see you see the other kids see their daddy, so you can't come as much. Is that how you do that too? You can't protect your child from everything. They're going to feel the effects of your karma, whether you like it or not. So you're saying, okay, I can mismanage all of my relationships, treat people like crap to the point they don't want to be around me, but because I have these little kids and you should care about them because they're kids, I can push you out of my life and treat you wrong, but you should still care about my kids. Yo, you crazy. You should care about your kids. You should care about your children enough that you treat the people that's trying to treat them like children. Like, if you really cared about your children, the man that's in your life who are loving on your children as if they're his children, you should value that man. If you really love your children, if you really care about your children, you wouldn't give this man the opposite of peace all the time when he's trying to provide for your children and his own. At some point, you should say, I'm looking at a good man and I should start behaving like a good woman. But you'll have a good man in your life. He was doing all that before, and you couldn't even hang on to him. Why did y'all break up? That's how it goes with multiple baby fathers. That's exactly right. She's already had 3 other children. So she let that relationship end. So now look how young she is. If she moves on, you don't think she's going to have a child with this other man? And if she does, is the man still responsible for taking care of all those other children, even though the other man would be there? Are y'all saying that, yo, you should buy her other kids food as long as she ain't got no other man? Is that what y'all like? Yo, don't let this woman have to raise all her kids on her own. Don't make her have to take care of her own responsibilities. If a man had 19 kids, y'all would say, learn to keep it in your pants. You would not feel innocent. You would not feel any amount of guilt for him at all. You wouldn't say, yo, let's help out with some of his kids. Yo, he got a big burden to bear. You would say, no, he was running the streets, messing around with all these women. Let's say Nick Cannon goes broke and all of a sudden he can't afford to take care of all these children. Are y'all gonna say, yo, these baby mamas need to be helping taking care of all those children that Nick had while he was out trying to father all these children? Y'all gonna say Nick is responsible for those children. Y'all ain't gonna say, well, those are kids. And each baby mother that Nick had a child with should consider their child's siblings and look out for Nick's other kids because they're their child's siblings. Y'all don't say no crap like that. Let's go.
You know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like,
says the one who threw her kids McDonald's on the ground. You don't want to do that. You used to do it. You don't want to do that for them anymore. Can anybody on here imagine why he does not want to do anything anymore for this person? Can you see how a person like this can mistreat somebody so badly to the point where they say, I ain't doing nothing else for you. Don't ask me for nothing else. Let's be real.
it's not fair. Like, you're not going to give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's though?
See? No lack of accountability. You can dink and dab. Dink and dab, guys, means she's still messing around with this dude. But she's talking as if she has no control over messing around with that dude. He wants to dink and dab. Oh, you don't want to. Let me just say this. If I'm messing around with a lady, I will look out for him. I will look out for her. I won't let her use me. But if I'm sleeping with you and stuff like that, I will make sure that I'm looking out for her. You understand? And so as a man, I would. But again, she's saying he want to dink and dab. As if it's only him having, he's the only one. It ain't her into this either. She don't want to be with him at all. She's just going to give him some because he wants some. She don't want him. He wants to dink and dab. We broke up, but he want to dink and dab. So let me go ahead and give him some then, even though I don't want to. Do y'all think that's happening? No, she's still sleeping with him. That's what she's trying to tell y'all. But she's saying, yo, I'm sleeping with him, but he still ain't performing. Well, you should negotiate that, or you should learn to stop sleeping with him. If you've learned that still sleeping with him, y'all don't have a relationship, but you're still sleeping with him, that lowers your value, number one. What reason would he commit to you if you already sleeping with him? Like, why would he commit? He already getting the goodies, right? Now you're just somebody who he can come by and sleep with every now and then. If you wanted him to take care of your kids because you're sleeping with him, you should have said that. But you're trying to blame him. He wants to dink and dab. No, y'all are sleeping around and y'all are enjoying it. When y'all, ladies, you have to understand this. When you start saying, yo, I'm having sex with him, so he should provide for me, you're trying to remove this idea that you enjoy sex too. Like, sex is for both of y'all. So when y'all be like, oh my God, you just want my sex, you just want to use me, y'all are having sex, yo. And now you want to tell him to be accountable to it. If you don't negotiate that stuff first, y'all just did it. That's all that happened. Both of y'all did it. Y'all took care of y'all needs. You can't say now he owes me something extra because I did it. What if he said that?
That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then.
Period. And the first thing I said was, she said everybody in this whole world was bashing her. So the whole world, y'all, can be bashing you, and you still won't admit that you were wrong. The whole world can be like, yo, you wrong for that. and you still will be like, I don't care what nobody say. Period. It's going to be that way, period. Why would a person talk like that? Because they think that they're over something. They think that they have the leverage. So my kid's going to be, see, the kids live with her, so she's going to be like, I'm going to control. You know why? Because I can do this, I can do that. I. Guys, what did you learn? You've learned that if you have a child with a toxic woman, she would think that child is mostly hers, even after she had that baby. She will still try and dictate that your relationship with that child, even after you have that baby. A toxic woman does not understand it as both of y'all's children. It's a body between you and me. She will never understand that. She will always say, I'm the mama. It's more of my baby than yours. And I'm going to dictate how you can see the baby, how you can raise the baby, everything. If you truly want access to your lineage, to your heritage, don't have babies. Don't give toxic women your seeds. Don't, because if you give them your seed, they will weaponize that seed against you. Okay? And you'll die early because they'll have you jumping through all these hoops just to satisfy her needs so you can be in your child's life. That's what a toxic woman will do with your seed. I've seen it. I have seen it, family. I've seen my brother's baby mother do the same thing to him. Tell him he can come and get his daughter. He'll drive 4 hours to get his daughter and then get there, and she would have called the police on him. And he's sitting there crying because he don't deserve that. And she thinks she's just hurting my brother. But her daughter is right here watching the police arrest her daddy because she thought she was going with her daddy. She brought her clothes and everything to school. And this toxic woman told my brother, you can go get your daughter for the weekend. He's happy. He's driving down the road on live the whole time. Can't wait to see my daughter. Only to pull up to the school, and she called the police on him. Told the police that if he shows up, he doesn't have the right to, and to call the police. That's what she did. That's what a toxic woman would do, yo. And so this, like you can see, this man got out of the car. He's happy. He's going to feed his child, have fun with his son. And here's this woman who done came up with all this stuff to argue about. And you would think that if you leave her alone, you're going to get your peace. No, you are not. You're not going to get your peace. Please understand that she's going to come up with stuff regardless, man. Absolutely, man. It's crazy. So anyway, guys, I wanted to do this live because I wanted to take a deeper look into this because a lot of people are agreeing with how she's acting. And what I'm saying to you guys is, no, what she is doing is completely wrong. A man is responsible for his children. You cannot tell that man to be responsible for his children and his children's siblings because you don't like them. You don't like how they see you parent your child. It may cause division in your home. I'm not saying these things won't happen. What I'm telling you is that if you are not responsible with your body and you laying down with all these different men having children with them, that's going to be a reality that you have to face because you cannot police these men and how they raise their children so it looks right to the kids. So it's okay with the kids on how they father their children. You're going to have to convince your child to understand that that's their father. And they're going to have to deal with that and grow up with that reality. They're just going to have to grow up with that reality. It's crazy. And see, not having a man in the home, this is why a lot of this happens because, ladies, you guys are very emotional. Men are very logical. So because something doesn't feel right in the moment, you guys will make a decision in that moment. So when you raise your sons, you think you're raising your son to be good, strong men, but you're raising your sons to be emotional and make decisions in the moment. This is why a man will stay with a woman who breaks his heart because at the moment he still loves her and can't see himself losing her. So he won't lean on logic. He'll lean on his heart. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. This is why we're going to go into instant gratification, buying things that we think are going to change our life today because we're in a mood. A lot of this comes from being raised by women, not because they're trying to do you wrong, but they raise you to be emotional. They raise you to be impulsive. If you feel a way, then you should act on it. No, you should consult your higher self, meditate on it, and with tact, come up with a strategy. That's what you should do. If you are a man, if you're raised by a woman, you probably quit jobs every day just because you don't like them. Can't manage to keep a job, no consistency at all. Why you quit? I didn't like it. Right. Guys, you see a man at the club and he starts something with you, right? He looking at you like he don't like you. He's starting stuff with you. A lot of these men are not masculine, they're feminine. That's why they lead them with anger, wanting to attack and fight. They're emotional. You ain't done nothing to them. These men are sizing you up and they mad at you because you got a better reality than them. They holding up the wall. Ain't no women in their face. It's women in your face. And now they mad at you. These people are feminine, yo. They so emotional. If a father in the home would have understood that, yo, that's just the way things are. If she was with a man right now and the father was bringing his child McDonald's and his other children went without, he would make sure that he took care of his children. He wouldn't walk outside as a man and say, hey, yo, feed them other kids too. He wouldn't do that. He ain't even lay down to have kids with that man. And he still wouldn't walk out and say no crap like that. This is because ain't no man in the home. Men deal with reality. A masculine man is supposed to handle reality and make and adapt to that reality, not complain about reality, yo. You gotta be kidding me, man. We're raising our children to be very impulsive because we don't have fathers in the home. Well, those fathers are distant parents and how they raise co-parent. They don't see the children that often, so they don't have really time to tackle how their children act on a daily. You understand? So because you're in fear as a man, you're going to cower because a father would have taught you to stand in that fear and fight anyway or push forward anyway, because that's called courage. But if you are a child and you run from it, then that's probably because you're raised by your mother. You're honoring your emotions. And I'm telling you, as a man, if you grow up honoring your emotions, you won't achieve your accomplishments, because some days you're not going to feel like it. And you're going to listen to how you feel. And you're not going to be consistent. You cannot care how you feel. It don't matter how you feel. You got to get up and get to it. And that's how men raise. That's how men are raised. That's what we bring to the table. And a lot of times you toxic ladies do not understand the value of a man. You raise your child with that one-track mindset only to be emotional. You're going to cripple them. And what you're going to raise is a toxic man or a toxic woman acting out in their emotions. And your emotions don't line up with reality. Because you don't like something that's being said to you, because you don't like something that's happening right in front of you, does not mean you're right. You could have been raised wrong. And now you're acting out on what you see in front of you, just like this. See, all of y'all raised to think you gotta share or you're a bad person. So now y'all thinking that the person who's causing these children to not get McDonald's, you're saying the father's doing that. So you think he owes it to them some kind of way so they don't feel left out. Everything you're doing here is wrong. Sometimes you're gonna feel left out. Sometimes you're not gonna have something. You learn to value it because people don't have to do it. If you forever tell somebody they obligated to helping you. I don't know if you saw the video where the guy had killed his father, who not his real father, but the father who raised him. Okay, he killed his father because he said, I've been asking my father for money, and after I killed him, I saw he had 10 grand. He could have been helping me this whole time and didn't. He don't have to. He don't have to. He could have had a goal that he was trying to work towards. Like, you can't obligate yourself to somebody else's stuff, yo. Yo, I got Dwight Howard as my best friend. No, he's a 100 millionaire, multi-millionaire, okay? I've seen people around this man hold him hostage to what they think he should be doing for them and be mad at him because he didn't do it. Be mad at him. Let him fly all his other friends on a vacation. They're going to be mad at him because he didn't fly them. They ain't got their own money now. They mad at him because he didn't use his money to fly them. They mad at him because he didn't spend his money on them. It's his money, though. If you guys ever came up, you know that mentality. People around you think that they should have access to something that you earned. Yo, I don't have to. Yo, I've been there with you day one, and I appreciate you for it. Was you here with me day one so you could get what I got now? No, it was all love. Then let it continue to be. And if I want to give you something, I'll give it to you. But you're not going to hold me hostage to what you expect of me. I'm a God. You're not going to control me. Now, y'all can go to God and y'all can pray and ask God in your kindest heart to do something for y'all. But the people in your life, you just give them punitive treatment for not being accountable to your expectations. Yo, that's super weird. We don't treat people with respect at all, yo. Do you not know that you don't control these people, that they are gods, they do what they want to do? Even if it means treating you wrong, they can do she went out there and did what she wanted to do. And if she wants to, she can be an obstacle between this man and his child forever if she wants to do that. So he's going to have to figure out a way to work with her. You know why? She's a god, an evil one, but she's somebody who's going to do what she want to do, and you can't make her do anything. And if you try to, jail. So you got to treat people like you really need something from them. If you need something from somebody, you go to them with a humble heart. What's wrong with us, man? We are pray to God, all sincerity, right? I beseech you, God. I come to you, God, with a clean heart, God. I humble myself before you, God. I even get on my knees for you, God. But the person that you're in a relationship with, your co-parent, your husband, your wife, you can't be vulnerable with them. You won't say, look, I need you. You won't say that. You'll be mean, thinking that's going to make that other person perform. You got to be kidding me, man. All right, listen, y'all, treat people better. Please understand the value of that other person that you have a child with, for they are your child's other half, whether or not you like them or not. So take Roe v. Wade is now overturned. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be more accountable. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be more responsible. Certainly, you men, be responsible, because you hear how a lot of these toxic women are arguing about the Roe v. Wade. We have a right to that. What was they doing with that right? Besides weaponizing it against men, carrying babies full term, tricking them on men. Ain't no man alive ever tricked a baby on a woman, but they'll do that to you, all because they don't want to be accountable to cheating. They'll go have an abortion because they don't want to be accountable to cheating, and they don't know if it's yours. So you sitting here being with somebody trying to bring your legacy through them. They're not going to act right. They cheating on you. They taking the plan B. They going to get an abortion. You didn't even know she was pregnant, because she's scared to have it because she don't know if it's yours. And if she have it and you ask for a DNA test, she gonna say, well, how we know if you was cheating? That's completely irrelevant. I want to know if a child is mine before I take care of it, before I invest in this child, before I sign my name on a dotted line. I want to make sure this child is really from me. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, you're offended if I check and see if the child is? Y'all offended over everything. Don't nobody care if you're offended. I'm not letting you trick me into no baby. I know it happens. They've been weaponizing these kids, yo, telling you, listen, poor woman sleeps with a rich man. She's going to carry the baby full term because she sees it as an escape plan. How many times you see these women get with a rich man and try to have a baby on him, poke holes in the condom, all this stuff. And men have no say-so about an abortion. Let's say you in a relationship with a woman and she tells you, my tube's tied, I'm on the pill, or I had a hysterectomy, I can't have babies. Okay, so you start sleeping with no condom. She get pregnant. Well, I didn't think I could have babies, but now that I'm pregnant, I want to keep it. You ain't got no control. She can carry it full term, yo. Now just imagine you're a man. I can't have kids, okay? Whatever the case may be, I've tried with 3 other women. The doctor told me I can't have kids. She believes you. Y'all start sleeping together with no condom. She gets pregnant. You say to her, yo, I didn't think I could have children, but now that you're pregnant, like I really want to be a father. I've always wanted to be one. I've tried several times. Please carry this baby full term. I want to be a father. If you let me carry the baby full term, I won't even make you responsible. Please. Well, I don't want no kids. Well, give it to me. Let me raise my kid, please. If she don't want to carry that baby, she still has the right to say no. And you know why? Roe v. Wade, autonomy of her body. But it goes too far, yo. I believe she should have autonomy of her body. But not when she's carrying his seed, because it's his seed. She took on his seed. So it should be a group effort in this, because both of them are that child's parent. And we're not thinking about the child. It's my body. No, it's the child's body. So you use that logic to kill a baby. And then when the baby's born, you use that same logic to dictate the relationship between that father and their child. Yo, that's crazy. And we don't hold these women responsible. If you are a woman and you pushing a man away from his child, you the deadbeat mama. Even if you in the child's life, you're the home wrecker. You're the destroyer of your children. But you're going to put that off on the man, knowing you made it impossible for him to be there. You made it impossible for him to have peace. You're the horrible parent. You putting it off on him. I'm telling you now, ain't none of y'all women have to go through being called a deadbeat for having kids, for killing y'all kids. Ain't none of y'all have to go through that. Y'all go in that office and leave out like nothing happened. Nobody in society is saying, yo, you're a deadbeat, you're a deadbeat, you're a deadbeat. Dead is in the name of a, if you notice this crap, if you're a man and you don't take care of your child, the name they're going to have for you has the word dead in it. You're a deadbeat. But when they kill kids, they don't get called nothing with the word dead in it. Like, what you talking about? He's a deadbeat. Somebody said this sounds personal. No, it's not personal at all. I have beautiful women in my life. I have 2 beautiful wives. Jamie and I have children. Lacey and I will be. Hopefully, we're trying for one. I'm good, family. My life is great. But I do fear for men who are trying to raise their legacy. So my problem is with us and how we don't raise our future selves right. So I care more about our ancestors. They want to get to this world and they want to make changes. You know, they have a mission and purpose in life, and our job is to bring it to this world. You understand? And we want to cut them off from coming here. We want to have sex, the sacred act, but we don't want to be responsible for what happens when you have sex. So just kill the kids, yo. Come on, man. That's crazy. But again, in this world, we call men deadbeats. We make sure that we treat them punitively if they're not responsible to the children that they bring forth, that the mothers bring forth into this world. If that father say, I do not want this child, she can bring it into this world, and we still going to call him a deadbeat. We don't say, if a man say, well, he didn't want it. If a man say he didn't want it, then he don't have to be there. We don't give that man that right. Is that his right? If it's your right to kill babies, then it's his right to abandon them. But if he abandoned them, he's a deadbeat. Y'all, like, the logic in that is so crazy to me. I believe both people should take care of their children. Children should come in this world, and if the parents are still alive, they should be obligated to taking care of those children. They are responsible for those children. I don't want to see any child come into this world and not have a mother and father, pending the mother and father is still alive. And that's who I'm standing up for. But you guys will carry a baby full term, and a man will say, yo, I don't want a child right now. Well, I don't care. I'm having this baby. And you still gonna call this man a deadbeat. Well, if he could kill it, what would you call him? What if he said, nah, bump that, I'm killing this baby? What if he could kill the baby? What would you call him? Ladies, y'all good at coming up with names. What would you call a man who killed his baby before it was born? What would you call him? Help me out with this. I'm trying to figure out what to call y'all. And don't act aloof like I don't know how to name call. That's all y'all do, is come up with negative names for men whenever they're not being accountable. I'm not saying they don't deserve those names. I'm saying you deserve them too. It's about equality, right? So family, make this go viral. What are we going to call women who abandon their kids via abortion? What are we going to call them? What about them giving their children up at birth? Ain't that abandoning them too? But we say that's a noble gesture. But when a father don't take care of his kid, he's a deadbeat. If a father gave his kid up at birth, is that a noble gesture, or is he a deadbeat? See how we don't do this for women? Do y'all see this, yo? No, it's got to be worse than deadbeat. A woman who killed her kids before they born, it's got to be worse than deadbeat, because she killed a whole legacy. Those children that she killed can no longer have children. She will never, she cannot, like, she killed the whole lineage, y'all. Right? If you eat a seed, you ate a forest, right? So if she killed her kids, she kills your seed, she killed your whole lineage and everything that would have came from that seed. Serial killer. Oh my goodness. Now that's good, Traven. Serial killer. Wow. One murder makes you a serial killer, because you didn't just kill them. You killed everyone that could ever come from them. You took away their experience to ever be able to see what life is like, to see the sun, to see the moon, to walk on the earth. Why did you do that? Because you wasn't ready. Why did you do that? Because you didn't have no money. Why did you do that? Why did you kill your kid, yo? And how do you have the audacity to call any man a deadbeat because he abandoned his kids? That's not as bad as what you're doing. Which one is worse, y'all? Abandoning your kid or killing them in the womb? Which one is worse, y'all? I'm going to say killing them in the womb, because one of them stops the child from experiencing life, period. Period. If you abandon your child as a man, at least they still can make friends. At least they still can have children. At least they still get to be a father or a mother. At least they still get to enjoy ice cream. At least they still get to make a decision in their life. But when you kill your kids, they don't get nothing. I can imagine the day y'all go to heaven and see y'all kids, man. And y'all kids be like, yo, you took away my opportunity to live it life, to live a life. You took away my only opportunity to live a life, yo. And y'all walk around with y'all hands on y'all hip with an attitude like y'all better than somebody and can tell somebody how to act. Yo, if you had an abortion, I don't want to hear your mouth. And this is not misogyny. I'm speaking for the babies who hadn't came here. I love children. I believe they have a right to life. And I don't believe you not being responsible for your actions give you a right to take their life. I don't believe that. And here y'all are looking for the law to say it's okay. The law. Yeah, we want the right to kill our kids because it's our body. That's evil. You are the gatekeepers, man, to all our ancestors coming here and gracing this earth. And they cannot come here. The great ones who are supposed to come here and change something. You know how many Martin Luther Kings y'all done killed? How many Marcus Garveys y'all done killed? Do you know how many, the list could go on. How many Harriet Tubmans y'all done killed? But ain't no name for them. Ain't no name for them. We don't got a name. And we see, fellas, we care about things that matter to us, like sex. When they have sex, we want their bodies. We don't want them sleeping around with a bunch of men. We want to marry them. We don't want a bunch of men going before us. So we call them punitive names. We treat them punitively when they don't carry themselves responsibly for sex, right? Whore. We call them all these different names, right? Slut. She's for the streets. We call her all these names when she lay down irresponsibly, right? Why don't we got no names for her when she's killing our seeds? Why don't we have a name for her whenever she's killing our seeds, yo? Ain't got no name for that. And that's why the world is a bad place. Legacy killers. Oh my God. Antonio, you might have did it right there. You might have did it right there. Yeah, you a legacy destroyer, right? You are a portal destroyer, right? You destroy the opportunity for people to have an experience. That's what you are. I'm not saying this so you ladies who have had an abortion can feel bad about yourself, all of that. But I am telling you, yo, that's wrong. And it's sad that I even have to say that. Because if I was talking about how men don't take care of their children, I wouldn't even think to say, I don't want you deadbeat daddies to feel bad. I wouldn't even say that. But also I understand that there's some things that went on a lot of times whenever y'all had that abortion and you can't go back right now and fix it. So I don't want to make you feel guilty, you know, like bad like that, because you can't go back and fix that. However, a father, he got time to go back and correct his issue. So yeah, you're going to be like, man, go correct that issue. Y'all can't correct that issue. So all you can do is move forward. But I'm telling you now, that ain't right. And moving forward, you need to respect your ancestors. No, I'm not a female, Holly. I am not a female. That's why I can say I'm completely innocent from killing kids. That's why I'm completely innocent. That's why I have never tricked a baby on a man, because I'm not a girl. I know I'm not a woman. I get that. And so that's your idea. You're not a woman, so shut up. When y'all start criticizing men for not taking care of their children, do we say you're not a man, so shut up? Do we say that? You don't have a voice because you're not a man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. That's the problem with a lot of y'all ladies. Y'all can't be told about yourself. Ain't nobody can tell y'all about yourself. Y'all be religious and won't even completely follow the religion. Saw a Muslim lady tell me I could never do that because I got 2 wives. She was like, oh, I could never. Like, your religion says that you can. Your religion says that you can. What you mean you could never? You're a whole Muslim. Y'all whole Christians. Y'all Bible and everything say that polygamy is fine in the eyes of your God that you believe in. But if it don't feel right to y'all, y'all argue with the universe. Y'all believe in the God of these books and religions, but we'll argue with that if it don't feel right. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't believe in those books. But if I did, I wouldn't argue what was in it. I would obey what was in it. It is what it is. If Allah said it, it is so. If Yahweh said it, then it's so. If I believed in it. Do you understand? She's definitely in her masculine. See, again, she should be agreeing because children are being killed. If I was getting on men for R-wording women or R-wording children, nobody would care what I'm saying about hurting a child after it's born. Oh, we care then. But even if you R-word the child, it don't kill it, hopefully. It still gets to live life. But if you tell a person, yo, you wrong for killing these kids. Hey, Kevin, shut up. Why are you telling me to shut up? Is it true? See, some of y'all I think are thinking about the one woman who had a right to it, who was raped or something, or who was having health issues, or the baby was having health issues. Y'all think about that one person who wasn't a bad person. No, I'm talking about how often we kill our kids, yo. Most of us are just irresponsible, laying down with whoever, doing whatever, not even strapping up nothing. How you mad at me for telling the truth? That's what I'm saying. We need y'all to stand up and be accountable to these same women who killing kids, yo. Anyway, family, manage your relationships well with these people. Get to know these women, man. Get to know these men. Also, before you have children with them, because once you have that child with them, it is what it is, family. Do you understand? You need to understand that. How they act, that's going to be your child's mama. How he acts, that's going to be your child's father. So stop just laying down with people because you want to feel how good sex feels. You understand? I'm telling y'all, y'all don't want to hear it. But until we change from our ways, man, we're not going to have unity. We're not going to have family. We stand here as a culture, as a Black culture, saying that we are not where other cultures are. And we think it's because of money. No, it's because of character. It's because of our rituals. We don't do the rituals, but we still do the traditions. You understand? Like, we still have the father give away the daughter at the wedding, but the father has no part in deciding who the daughter marries. He don't get to meet the man. He don't get to shake his hand, have a conversation with him. He don't get to meet the parents. Y'all already married and got eloped and everything. Had a child with a whole man. Your father ain't even got to meet him yet. Your mother ain't got to meet him yet. Because all we care about is tradition. I want to have a big wedding, but we don't care about the ritual. And truth be told, if y'all parents took part in who y'all chose to lay down with, you'd have better families, better well-knit families, because they would look for the criteria that fatherhood exists in. If my son brings a woman home, I want to meet her parents. I want to see how she was raised, if they care about family and culture and unity. You understand? And if they don't, I'm going to tell my son that probably ain't a good choice. Same thing with my daughter. I want to meet that man. I want to shake that man's hand. I want to meet his parents. All we care about is tradition, but we pull it all the way from the reality of the ritual. Families are supposed to marry, not just you marry that woman. You're supposed to know her family, yo. She's supposed to know your family, so y'all can depend on each other. Y'all supposed to be a tribe once you marry that woman. But we don't do that. So let's stay out of our kids' life. Let's let them pick who they want to pick. It's a free country, right? Meanwhile, the government is programming your kids to create division. And now your child is picking people who's not good for a relationship. They got your children, they got your daughters wanting to be with bad boys, and your sons wanting to chase a fat ass. And nobody cares anything about the nature of these people. So now you're having your children with a girl just because she had a fat ass, only for you to find out fat asses don't raise kids. And bad boys make even worse fathers. So now you got a child with a bad boy, and your baby mama got a fat ass. But so, right? Because you weren't raised to know what to look for in a man, because your parents didn't care. Because they thought you're supposed to stay out of the way. You're raising your child, fathers on here, real fathers on here. If you're raising your children to be able to leave your legacy to them, everything that you work for and earn in your life, you're going to leave to them. It's very imperative who they marry, because the person who they marry might be marrying them because they're your kid and you got some money. Is that who you want to leave your legacy to? Your son with the wife that's using him? Your wife with the son that's using her? With the boy that's using her? Or would you like to know who they're dating? Would you want to build character in your daughter and expectation in your daughter on what type of man to find? Because see, here's the problem. We let our little girls play with dolls by themselves, and they create their own idea of a relationship. And us as fathers, a lot of times, we validate that skewed idea of a relationship. She has her Ken doll, her Barbie. Ken pays for everything for Barbie, buys her a Corvette, okay, gets her a nice house, pays for everything for Barbie, and the little girl is acting for Ken. So of course, Ken gonna buy her everything she wants. Knight in shining armor type thing, right? Prince. And so they're waiting for somebody to come scoop them off of their feet, sweep them off their feet, and they're not going to have to work to make the relationship work. This is how little girls are raised to see relationships. So now when they get a man who's saying, yo, you got to work too, not physically work, but you have to put in work to make a relationship healthy too. I can't just be buying you everything. I'm not your father. But see, she doesn't respect him buying her everything because she's entitled. She doesn't see the value in some man who's not her father buying her all these things because he don't have to. She sees it as he has to. So her perception of what a man is completely skewed. He's supposed to do all these things for her in order to be a man. You tell her a man's supposed to open the door for you. He's supposed to pay for your meal. He's supposed to walk on the outside of the curb. You teach your boys he's supposed to do that if he's going to date a girl. But what do we teach girls to do? What do you teach a girl to do when she's on a date with a man? What is she taught to do? What is a man expecting from a woman when he asks her on a date? Nothing, right? Because we don't teach her what to do on a date. As fathers, we're only telling our child to watch out for that boy because he just wants your panties. We don't tell her what she must do to be courteous, to be feminine, and to be kind to him. He is taking you out to dinner to get to know you. You give him your attention, full and undivided. Don't take pictures of your food. I mean, if you're doing that, still give him undivided attention. You understand? But if you're just taking pictures of the food and you're going to post them on Instagram, it starts to look like you're using him for his lunch, for the food that he's buying you. He opened a door for you. You should be like, thank you so much. He show up on time. You should be thankful because you're respectful of his time. He asks you out to dinner. Y'all show up late. You won't even value the man's time. You won't say thank you for the meal. You won't say thank you when he opens the door for you. You won't say thank you when he walks on the outside of the curb. You'll just be judging him, looking for red flags. But you're not really there to get so he can get to know you. Let's be real. And for somebody who's saying untrue, you're probably talking about just you. And if it's untrue, tell me what a woman's supposed to do on a date. Somebody on here, if I ain't saying what's real, tell me what is a woman supposed to do on a date. Let me see if I ever heard it before. All of us better have heard it before because we know what a man is supposed to do on a date. How's a woman supposed to perform in a relationship? Because see, this idea is skewed. Since children, we raise our children with a skewed idea of what relationships look like. And we raise them to not respect the man that's trying to take them out and care for them. I'm telling you, we do. Us men try to give our daughter an unrealistic view of reality because we want men to treat them like gold. But she's going to be in a man's life who she expects to lead. And we're not going to teach her to be negotiable. Do you understand? We're going to teach our daughters, if he don't give you what you want, he ain't the man for you. That's not the right way to teach your daughter. She'll find a way to disqualify the man. Absolutely. Because her idea of marriage or relationships is skewed. And this comes from us not doing our jobs as parents. We don't raise our children to truly know how to date. And these things are very important. Negotiating with another party is very important. So they go on a couple of dates and end the relationship. It becomes a type thing where you never actually try to negotiate with people. We treat people like plants. You know, if you try to take a tomato seed home and try to grow a tomato seed, if you forget about it and it starts to wilt, we ain't gonna water it and try to nurture it back to life. We're just gonna throw it out and go plant another seed, go buy another seed. And that's how we treat human beings in our life. They're a dime a dozen. If you don't act right, somebody else will. So we don't repair relationships, even if we are the ones who hurt it. If we are the ones who broke the relationship, we'll break that person, expect them to heal themselves. And if they don't heal themselves fast enough, we done. Because, you know, somebody will act right. So we don't actually take the time to nurture our relationships to health. Treat them like a tomato plant. Oh, man, it's wilted. Let me just go buy another tomato and start over. I'll do right by that one. Right. Right. This man can ask you for love. He can ask you for attention. He can ask you for support. He can ask you to motivate him. And you will argue till you blue in the face about that. But your next man, you're going to freely give it to him. And he ain't even going to have to earn it. You're going to do it from day one. Just to get in good with him, you'll do it. He ain't even earned it. This complete stranger, now you up in his face trying to motivate him. But the man who was in your life taking care of you, you couldn't do that to save your life. And I'm not just saying that women are bad in relationships. I'm saying men are too, definitely. But this video right here is specifically about single mothers and how they don't understand the value of a man. If a man is taking care of his child, you should value him, because it's a lot of men out here that's not doing that. You should value him and work with him on taking care of his child. He deserves that because he's trying. Now, those other men who not there, that's a different story. But the man that's trying, that's not the man you dump on. That's not the man you try to embarrass. That's not the man you try to humiliate. That is completely wrong. Anyway, family, hopefully y'all got something out of this, okay? Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos that you find yourself. Before I get off this live, tell me if you guys were liking this, if y'all feeling this, if y'all want to see more. And if y'all want to see more, I'm thinking I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this more often. All right. I'm learning this system now with StreamYard and trying to do the live thing. So I feel like this was a good live. You guys were hearing it pretty well. I didn't have any technical issues that I know of. But I am anxious to know what the subscribers think of it. This is my first time doing something like this. If y'all like it, let me know. Okay. Yes, more please. Truly says, awesome. Peter says, we feeling it. Eric says more. Encore. Thank you guys so much. Let's see more. More, please. Okay. I see you guys on unanimously on YouTube. Y'all saying more. I see on Facebook as well. Y'all saying more. Okay, cool. Y'all love this. Okay, that's great. Fantastic. Look to it more than family. Let's do this. All of you guys that are on here, I want y'all to keep this in your mind's eye, okay? Number one, let's say tomorrow I'm going to go live again with another review. Let's see if all of you guys show up for it, okay? I had about 200 or 400 people watching the entire time on here. We'll be doing this side by side. I want to get these numbers up to around 1,000. So I think it'll be better if I let you guys know when I'm going to be on here, okay? And let's say tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys a morning, a rising time, and then an afternoon time. So if I don't do it in the rise, I'll do it tomorrow afternoon. So let's say if I don't go live tomorrow at 12 noon, I will go live tomorrow at 9 p.m. So if I don't go live tomorrow at 12 noon, I will go live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay. If y'all are there, y'all active, I'll try to go live every day at that time. Okay. Or try to go live when I go live at that time so I can, make sure all y'all know where I am. Because I know a lot of times y'all might not be on YouTube and don't see the live or whatever. So I want to make sure we're getting a good turnout. Okay. What did Delina Edwards say? Somebody said she hit the nail on the head. Let's see what Delina said. See if we can get Delina some love here. Delina, what you said, Delina? I don't see your comment, Delina. David, I appreciate this. David Crosby said, I want to see more with dollar signs. That's dope. Matter of fact, if y'all did send super chats and whatnot, thank you guys so much too. What time zone? EST, y'all. So it'll be 12 EST or 9 EST. All right. I'm in Charlotte. All right. Cool. Truly says you speak what most of us feel, but have a hard time saying it or don't know how to say it. I appreciate that. I've heard that a lot. And I seem to put into words what you guys are feeling in your spirit. And I am honored. Okay. I see you out there in Raleigh. Holly. But yeah, this was a good build, family. Okay. What's your link on YouTube? What a channel family is Kevin Wesley Be The Evolution. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kevin Wesley Be The Evolution. Trust me, you will love the channel. People say that I'm the best breakdown review video person in the world. People love my Will Smith and Jada reviews. Those what really put me on the map. I probably gained 80,000 subscribers in a week just off those videos alone, guys. My channel has grown ridiculously quick. I went from 60-something thousand to 170,000 in the last 2 months. So people across the world are really finding my channel and really appreciating it. Anthony says very self-aware. Yeah, a lot of people talk about my content and talk about myself as being very aware and being able to see right into things. You know what I mean? So I'm going to break it all the way down, family. I try not to leave too much to y'all's imagination. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are going to do these side by sides and They're going to do them in like 10, 15 minutes. And really, they're just showing you the video. They're going to try to get some monetization. That's fine. Everybody going to do what they're going to do, or they have their own way. But for me, I choose to put a little bit more time into it, okay? I'm always studying. I'm always learning about psychological quirks and, you know, how to name those, how to explain those to y'all so you can make them applicable to your life. And think fallacies, the critical thinking faculties that we make. If I see us being broke down in a lot of ways. Antonio says, I love the Matrix series. Yeah, y'all got to check that out too if you haven't seen the Matrix series. I definitely go into that as well, show you guys how to free yourself from this programming, you know. But anyway, family, I look forward to going live again with y'all soon and breaking out even more topics. And I thank you guys so much for staying on here the entire time and keeping this live exciting, okay? Be Evolution, family. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.